जय शिला प्रभुपाद। हरे कृष्ण नमा प्रभु की जय। वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू। So yesterday we discussed the main point we discussed was how though Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that the alphabet that comes out of our mouth is not the holy name, it simply means Krishna is Krishna and his empowered sound, Shakti Aveshanama, is Shakti Aveshanama, energy Lord and energetic Lord. Now, even though we say in terms of Tattva, Tattva means person is different, his energies are different. There are two different Tattvas. So in terms of Tattva, there is a difference between Shuddhanama and Shakti Aveshanama. But Shuddhanama makes Shakti Aveshanama as good as himself in terms of its effect, in terms of reciprocation, in terms of receiving the services. This is the merciful nature of the Lord, that whatever service we render to Shakti Aveshanama reaches him. Whatever Lord wants to reciprocate with the devotees, again he does it through the Shakti Aveshanama. So in that way, in terms of Tattva or the principle, we say that energy is different, Lord is different, the person Lord is different, his energy is different. But we need to understand this from what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us, Achintya Bheda Veda, Bheda Abheda principle, one and different. So that is applicable even for Shuddhanama and Shakti Aveshanama. Here, a few quotes let us read. Incarnation of God means expansion, which is as good as God himself. See, Shakti Aveshanama, as good as Shuddhanama. That is called incarnation. Incarnate means come into a material body, a body made of matter, because we can only access a deity made of matter, we can only access a vibration made out of matter. So, that is the incarnation. Who is situated in the incarnation? The transcendental Lord. The incarnation itself is as good as the Lord. So that is called incarnation. So this I mean to say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is expansion, incarnation, sound incarnation of God. It is expansion, a plenary expansion, sound representation, not representation. God present himself in the form of sound. So please understand that for a fine difference of differentiating between the person, not to think that God is material. We discussed how people misunderstand that we are idol worshippers. People misunderstand that we are chanting some material vibration. So we need to simply, if you don't know that the Lord has descended inside and is empowering the sounds, Nam Namakari Bauda Nija Sarva Shakti, the Lord is investing all the powers in the sound. If you don't know this fact, and simply we say that, okay, then you cannot counter them. Yes, you are producing your vibration with your tongue, and that is your God, is it? You are stuck. You cannot answer. So, if someone, we were there at the last point was, if someone questions you, how can, this external vigraha or the name, sound produced by your tongue be God himself, we should be able to answer now. Yes, it is not that. God is not matter. God, matter is his energy. We are worshipping the incarnation of the Lord, means the Lord is present personally in the incarnation, and he has empowered, his body is this, he takes on a body of this material energy which is omnipotent, spiritual, as good as me. This is the meaning of incarnation. Krishna says it's as good as me. Whatever you offer to the external vigraha, I am receiving it. You offer a garland, I receive it. You offer prayers, I receive. And I also reciprocate again through the external deities, to the external vigraha. You offer a plate of prasadam, yes, it is made into prasadam. I leave the remnants. So, always, any incarnation, we have to have Shraddha, you have to have faith in the existential presence of the Lord. So, just cannot, what you see with your eyes is not what all exists there in the deity. What you hear with your material ears is not everything that exists in that sound. There is a transcendental sound, the Shuddha Nama is there. It is Nama Prabhu who is incarnating. From his point of view, everything is spiritual. Okay, so, was this quote read out or before it? Anyway, in case I don't know where we got cut off. Incarnation of God means expansion, which is as good as God himself, that is incarnation. So this I mean to say, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is expansion, incarnation, sound incarnation of God. It is an expansion, a plenary expansion, sound representation, not representation. God present himself in this sound. So, this very important, two things to understand Namavatara. Please keep this in mind, these two statements. Kalikale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara. Then next, Namna Makari Bhauda Nija Sarva Shakti. There are unlimited names of the Lord, and each of those names, I have invested all my potency in it. So this statement also shows us, we can explain to people, see, the Lord doesn't say he is material vibration. He says he invests all the Shakti in the material vibration. Krishna's name is not different from Krishna. Means what? His transcendental name is not different from him. And in substance and in terms of reciprocation, even this empowered Shakti Vaishnama is not different from him. So there is little difference we need to understand. And at the same time, one should not reduce Lord to only energy. As far as Lord is concerned, another thing that we need to understand is just like, for me, for jivas, this material energy is different from spirit. Two different qualities, matter and spirit. But for the Lord, entire existence, material existence and spiritual existence, is all spiritual because it's all coming out of his body. So for him to take on a sound body of this world, or a vigraha, external vigraha in the case of deity, for him to take upon these, it is not like me and my matter and spirit difference is there. But the Lord, everything is spiritual. In other words, as far as Lord is concerned, his incarnation is just like he is taking one dress of this spiritual material energy. The Lord takes in Radharani takes the dress of Radha Krishna Chandra here, or Krishna Chandra takes the dress of Radha Krishna Chandra here in Bangalore. He takes the dress of Radha Madhava in Mayapur. He takes a dress of Radha Vrindavan Chandra in Vrindavan. So the same person is wearing different dresses. The personality is the same, Radharani, or personality is same, Krishna. So that way there is, for the Lord there is no difference. Okay. For him, he is a possessor of everything. He is a controller of everything. That is why Sakshi Gopal Leela, when the Lord moved hundreds of kilometers, walked, the Vigraha walked. Why is it difficult? The Lord is the owner of all the energy. He'll walk with the external Vigraha itself will walk. Because it is omnipotent external Vigraha. So, then there's another quote which is also, very important for us to understand the difference between Lord and his energy. How the Lord acts is nicely explained in Vishnu Purana. Fire is situated in one place, while heat and light produced by the fire act in many different ways. Another example given is that the electric powerhouse is situated in one place, but by his energies many different types of machinery move. The production is never identical with the original source of the energy. That means energetic is different, energy is different. But the original source of energy, being the prime factor, is simultaneously one with and different from the product. Energy is simultaneously one and different with the source of energy. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya's philosophy, Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, is a perfect way of understanding the absolute truth. So, here also very specifically Prabhupada says, the production is never identical with the original source of the energy. In other words, you should not think Shakti Avashanama is identical to, you should not reduce him to only Shakti Avashanama avatar. Shakti Avashanama is a dress. The wearer of the dress is the Aprakrita Nama, transcendental name of the Lord. This is the case with all incarnations. So, this is another quote in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no difference between matter and spirit for the Lord, although there is a gulf of difference between the two in the case of the conditioned living being. For the Lord, there is nothing but spiritual existence. And similarly, there is nothing except spiritual existence for the pure devotee of the Lord in his intimate relationship with the Lord. So, in that application I have written, I'll read that. The Lord's name, form, when they descend into the material elements, this is I am reading from quote 15 in Japa module. The Lord's name, form, when they descend into the material elements, for him these material elements are all spiritual. All spiritual Lord who descends into an external name, form made of matter is also a spiritual dress for him and not a material dress. For us, there is this material body which is a material dress. For him, if he wears a body of matter, it is all spiritual. Therefore, serving the external name, form, etc., accessible to our senses, is as good as serving the transcendental name, form, etc. Further, such external form, name, etc., is omnipotent as a Lord and is fully spiritualized. So, with these few things, I think there's a very clear understanding of how in Tattva there is a difference between energetic and energy, but in rasa means what? In application, there is no difference. Serving Shaktiyeva Shanama is our only way, because we cannot access the Aprakrita Nama. So our shelter is the Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranyata. Means this Nama which we utter with our tongue is the only way, only way, only way. Because the Lord has invested all His potency in it, and that it is as good as the Lord Himself. Okay, that is the meaning of incarnation. So, therefore, when we do not have so much of Shraddha, faith, we need to have this knowledge to take away this offense that the Lord is matter. A neophyte sees the Lord as matter because he cannot understand all these things. He sees it as matter. So there he makes an offense. So that is why this understanding is required. If he thinks the holy name is omnipotent, because Krishna is invested all the power in, then it's fine. But then again the question comes, is the Lord, how did He invest all this power into the Nama? By descending into it. So principle of avatara has to be understood by the devotees. Now when it comes to actual service of the Lord, this understanding does not come and disturb us. For us, everything is, the Lord has said, I am as good as the Shakti Avasha is as good, external Vigraha is as good as me. So when there is a bhakti, then this difference is not seen at all. Because the external Vigraha is like a transparent medium to touch and you are touching. When there is bhakti, you are actually reciprocating, you are talking, you are reciprocating, you are praying to the transcendental Lord who is in the spiritual world, is descended. To Him you are speaking and all those things. So in practice, for little while, for some time, it is good to understand when you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, to understand Shakti Avashanama, how it gets empowered. Shakti Avesha means what? Avesha means entering. So Shakti Avesha Avatara, that means my ordinary sound, into it Shakti has entered. Just like electricity has entered the copper wire. So you say electrified wire. So exactly in the same way, that is also to be understood. Okay, now we will take some questions today. We will finish off many questions, and some things I want to say, I can say through the answers of to these questions. Okay. Now first let me old questions. Somebody put this argument to me, how is your worshipping Krishna in temple, loving him, feeding him, talking to him, and treating him like a person, different from a child playing with the toy dolls? Yeah. How is it different? Here it is not like a person. We are serving the person. That playing with a doll is a dead doll. There is no life. The doll cannot reciprocate. Doll cannot hear you. Doll cannot receive your love. But the deity can receive your love, receive your surrender and reciprocate. Ye tamam prapadyante tam state bhajamiham. As you surrender, I reciprocate. That happens with the deity. So we have to explain to them. That is why you have to explain this whole, how the Lord incarnates, the omnipotent Lord incarnates into the material energy, because I am unable to access anything other than matter. My material senses can only touch matter. Matter form, matter sound, matter taste. Okay. Should we chant more number of rounds on special occasion like Ekadashi and other to increase our attachment to holy name if it doesn't affect our regular service? Sure. Prabhupada always said chant minimum 16 rounds. And I also heard, I do not know how authentic it is, for some time devotees used to chant 25 rounds during Ekadashi. I do not know the authenticity of it. I have heard several times. In the early days I have heard about it. Or whether somebody else gave that instruction, we do not know. Yoga system, okay, Prabhupada quote here by somebody. Yoga system is approved, but nobody can follow the rules and regulations strictly. Neither there is suitable place for executing it. And everyone is always full of anxiety. So how can they concentrate? So best thing is to chant Hare Krishna, which is forced meditation. What is forced meditation is a question. Because why it is called forced meditation means even if your mind is whatever it may be, however agitated it may be, you will hear that sound now and then. You may not actively hear also, but you will hear that sound. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In other words, forced meditation. Meditation means what? You bring you bring your mind to an undisturbed state, undisturbed by the dualities, undisturbed by the desires. Bring it to that state. That is the purpose of meditation. Agitated mind is opposite of meditative mind. So this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, simply by hearing, it is in effect like a forced meditation. Means it will give the result of meditation by calming the mind down. In fact, mantra means to liberate the mind. So if somebody really hears Hare Krishna Mahamantra, hears continuously, his mind becomes liberated. For the moment, of course, he can experience that, but soon again it gets entangled. So immediate effect is also possible to give immediate experience to people of mind being relieved and mind being calmed, mind or peace of mind, what they call. It is all possible by if you make one person and make him sit and do mindful chanting. You don't need to understand the mantra. As yesterday we discussed, language of the mantra. You don't need intellectual adjustment because the name is all powerful. And if you are able to do mindful chanting, the language of the mantra will manifest in the heart. The intellectual understanding of Krishna himself will manifest in our heart. That is the glory of the holy name. But At least you have to do mindful chanting. Mindful chanting is forced meditation. As he told in module 3 that even a beginner has some attachment or love for chanting, how can I feel that priti so that it drives my japa? We will talk about all that slowly, and it is a fact that nobody would start chanting Hare Krishna on a regular basis if he has not got some priti towards Krishna. He would not be. Something about Krishna has attracted him, and he has some attraction. That attraction is what I am saying as some kind of priti is there. I like him. If you don't like somebody, why would you chant his name? But that priti is not strong. So, how to make that priti strong? We will discuss all that. In fact, in one line, if I say, as with whatever little priti you have, you chant, and then that nama will go and touch this, our consciousness, our chittam, and it will purify our chitta, and then once this our heart is purified, our original priti is there. We all have priti towards our Supreme Lord. So that will manifest. So that is a real way of increasing the priti. What you have now, you invest, and then you will get more. Just like if you have 100 rupees, you invest, it will become 1000 rupees. If you keep the 100 rupees in your pocket, if you don't invest, it will remain always 100 rupees. So whatever I have today, whatever bhakti I have, I do not know how much, what it means, how much it is, whatever feeling of surrender I have, whatever feeling of love and respect I have, offer it to the holy name. Okay. If we are attentive all 16 rounds, does it mean that we are in Namabhasa stage? When we come to it, we'll answer all that. We'll reserve these questions. How the subconscious mind triggers the chanting of Hare Krishna in neophyte stage. In neophyte stage also, yes. You have heard, just like you see, first day you chant, somebody told you, see, you chant, no, it's good, and this, whatever little he has spoken, then you'll say, okay, for tomorrow I'll do 108 times chanting. Next day when you are chanting, all that person told you yesterday is coming in the background or not. So even for a neophyte, something is there in the background which gives meaning to the activity of chanting and hearing. But how much it lasts? After a few days you may start chanting. Then you have forgotten what he said because it was in your short-term memory, yesterday to today. But it has to go into your subconscious, deep into your subconscious, long-term memory, and then that becomes part of your understanding. Anytime you chant, it will come up. Prabhuji, initially we have to chant mindfully, is very difficult. How can we overcome this problem? That is why to mindfully chant is like a forced meditation. You have to force yourself to keep the attention. Now, it is difficult. That is the reason we are saying we should develop soulful japa. At least begin with soulful japa. But in order to understand what is mindful japa, only giving attention forcefully is called mindful japa. Either forcefully or there is another way also. Attention is the most important energy that is coming from the soul. If I love someone or if I value something, then I will give my attention. So actually you are giving attention to the holy name and the Lord takes it. Just like if you are talking to someone and then if he gives attention to hear you, it means what? He is giving his attention to you. Is it not? So there is an offering there. There is a respect for you and then he is offering that respect. Somebody gives attention. People are so much after attention. Today, Google is the biggest industry on the earth. What is the commodity they are dealing with? Attention. They are buying and selling attention. Otherwise, they won't survive. Google runs on advertisements. What is that? Attention. They're buying and selling attention. Biggest business on this world, in this world. So attention is very valuable. Prabhupada says if you give attention to the Lord, then that is what you really have now. This body is not yours. This mind is not yours. Nothing is yours except the attention that is yours. So that you offer. Okay. So giving attention, thinking that, I am giving respect to the Lord. Then mindful japa starts becoming soulful japa. I'm working woman, I won't be able to do 16 rounds one stretch due to time constraints, but how can I get the same results of chanting 16 rounds together while doing it dividedly? Doesn't matter. Krishna understands all that. Whatever little you do, you do it sincerely and without breaking of attention, maybe 4 rounds at a time or anything, please understand. Now one thing you need to understand. Shakti Avesha Nama of the Lord. When you say Shakti Avesha Nama, as I always gave example, the sun with the brilliance of light and heat. The same way, Shakti Avesha, the Aprakrita Nama is a brilliant sun of Satchit Ananda Nama. And that Nama, that brilliance, Satchidananda, is not an impersonal brilliance. It is personal brilliance. That means the effect of touching Shakti Avesha Nama is also a personal reciprocation of the Shaktis of the Lord. Please remember. Just like if I again give you an example of same thing. Suppose in the electrified copper wire, right? And the electricity was a person. That person will decide how much current I should give to this light, how much current I should give to this fan. He can decide yes or no. But now electricity is an impersonal energy. So it is decided by the wattage of the light and all those things. But in Shakti Avesha Nama, it is not an impersonal Shakti, it's a personal Shakti. So if you are sincere, no problem. It's not this is not a mechanical effect. But if you are sincere, 4 rounds at a time or anything, it's also fine. Do it. You have said that one soul is a person. Then does it have a gender like it's male or female? But you said that we are neither male nor female. How we understand this, Prabhu? See, we are neither material male nor material female in the material world. That means our material female male is not the soul. Soul is beyond the material gender. But spiritually speaking, the soul is a female, is a prakriti, is enjoyed. That is the meaning of female. Female means enjoyed. Enjoyed, and Purusha means enjoyer. Now, enjoyed doesn't mean that you have to have a female features. Gopas are there in the spiritual world. They are also prakriti. They are also in the female spirit. Female spirit is to give enjoyment to Purusha. Purusha is the Supreme Lord. So everybody is Prakriti. Spiritually, everybody is a Stri. Everybody is a female. Avajananti mamudham manusham tanumashritam parambhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Can you please explain this verse in terms of Nama Prabhu's incarnation? Yes. You can say, I don't know in Sanskrit, but you can say, Avajananti Mamuda. Krishna. Nama Prabhu is saying, Mudas don't understand that I have taken shelter of a material sound. Shelter means what? We jivas take shelter of a human body. But God doesn't take shelter of a human body. He rules the human body. He rules the body of the avatara. Shakti Avesha body listens to him. What he wants, he will do. What I want, my body cannot do. I am not omnipotent. So, therefore, foolish people think, that means foolish people think that he is a material sound. That is a muda. Param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. He does not understand my transcendental nature. Param bhavam, that means aprakrita nama. He does not understand that I am aprakrita nama who has entered this external vigraha. I am a sound produced by Prakriti. This is mudas. Therefore, we have to become intelligent. Therefore, we are hearing all these things. Therefore, we are reading all this. Everything that I have spoken is from whatever Prabhupada said. Nothing is anything new. It is our duty to understand. Read. Prabhupada wrote, I wrote these books for all of you to read. Don't find an excuse. You see, yesterday the misunderstood. Somebody said there is no need to understand, no intellectual adjustment, no need to understand language or the mantra. What does it mean? It means the holy name is so glorious that if you are able to take that sound and send it like a medicine into your ears through even forced meditation, the language will be revealed, the intelligence will be revealed, everything will come from the Nama. That is the glory of the holy name. So it doesn't mean that we should be lazy not to read and understand. We should read and understand Prabhupada's books. This is all transcendental intelligence. Every word is Krishna's word. Your analogy of vessel holding mercy of rain, you mentioned that the vessel, size of the vessel automatically increases by holding the rain according to its present capacity. In one sense, one day every vessel should become perfect. Does this mean one day automatically everyone will become perfect simply by chanting, whether attentively or inattentively? No, by attentively, not by inattentively. It is said, Nama aparada yuktanam namani eva haranti agam. I came across this verse and it says that simply by continuously chanting, one can overcome all offenses. Yes. So, you chant attentively or partially attentively. See, if you chant 108 times, at least let us say 10 beats you hear. That 10 beats will go and increase your ability to hear 20 beats. And for 6 months you do hear 20 beats, it will increase your ability to hear, because your ability, that is the meaning of vessel. Your vessel becomes bigger. That means you are getting more and more purified. The more pure you are, more you can receive. And more you receive, more pure you become. So that is a point. But not, ultimately it has to go inside. How much went inside? Say, let us say here is not talking about hearing at all. Simply chant. He does not say. He does not chant attentively or inattentively is offense. So, some attentiveness will be there. Some things will be inattentive. Lord forgives that offense and then gives you the benefit. So, when drawing a parallel with deities, we can physically serve the Lord, but in the case of holy name, we are only chanting and sort of causing the sound form of the Lord to manifest on our tongue. What is the service when we are giving attention? Just now I explained to you, attention is the most valuable energy of the soul. We are in Maya only because we have surrendered our attention to Maya. So if we simply give our attention to the holy name of the Lord, that itself is surrendering the most valuable thing that we have. In addition to that, happily you surrender, lovingly you surrender, you give, respectfully you offer, surrender your attention. So you can have, your attention can be very proud also. No, your attention has to be polarized with Sharanagati, etc., etc. So therefore I said that the attention is the most valuable thing, that is the offering. And other offerings, naturally, not only you're chanting and hearing, you're also spreading the holy name. You are doing the service, you are spreading the holy name. Please remember that. Every activity that the preacher does in Krishna consciousness movement, from cleaning the temple to washing the pot to book distribution to everything, is a Nama Prabhu Seva. That is why this movement is called Hare Krishna movement. It is a sound movement. You are serving the sound incarnation. He is around in a sound body. He is receiving the services and he is expecting us not only to chant and hear, he is also expecting us to preach and make others chant. So you understood? That is important. Preaching is also service. Hare Krishna. We will continue tomorrow.